Hi guys, today I am going to go over some of the items I bought from Happy Planner for the spring release, and then I'm going to go ahead and set up one of the planners. So let's get into it. I know you guys have all seen both of these planners. I have the parenting layout and the cafe core vertical layout, and so I'm not going to spend a lot of time doing flip throughs of these planners. More than anything, I want to talk to you about why I purchased these specific planners and how I'm going to use it. And then I'm going to go ahead and set up my parenting layout as my catch-all for the rest of the year, but I'm going to set it up for the month of May. So, I also purchased the parenting layout sticker book. So let's just take a quick look at these before I get into the setup. So the parenting layout is a 12-month layout from July 2025 to June 2026. And it is a modified dashboard layout is basically what it is. I purchased it, one, because the color scheme is beautiful. I absolutely love this blush color scheme, and then I also love the monthly setup for this planner. You have a monthly calendar, and then you have a monthly dashboard. If you've been watching my videos, then you know that the monthly dashboard is a must for me. When I make my own inserts, I generally always make a monthly dashboard. So this pretty much sold me right away. I don't have kids or a husband, so my family is a family of one, but I love the fact that they have the family focus and goals on the monthly dashboard. Thumbs up. And then in the weeklies, you have a dashboard on the left, and then all of your days of the week are on the right hand side with a to-do list. This appeals to my sense of function. I absolutely love this. I will say that almost every influencer, every Happy Planner ambassador have talked about this planner layout, and they all say that they love it. I would say take that with a grain of salt because they're getting sponsorships for it. And there's nothing wrong with that. I learn about all type of planners and supplies and everything from the Happy Planner ambassadors. I definitely watch them myself. But I just want you to know before you go out here and purchase this planner and pay for shipping, because you can only get it online, that it's not for everybody. I know that everybody's saying, yes, anybody can use it. That is true. But please take a moment to figure out how you want to use this layout before investing your money. For me, I've always been a dashboard girl. Now, the reason I bought this planner is that I currently have a work planner that is working perfectly for me. But I noticed that I wasn't really putting catch-all stuff in there. Even though I call it my catch-all, it's not truly a catch-all. So it wasn't working perfectly in the sense of being an everyday all life planner. But I'm not making too many changes to it because it is like getting a 10 out of 10 for being a great work and content planner. But I still needed something else to be my catch-all. And you'll see the sections that I put in here what I mean by that. I mean, you know what a catch-all planner is. It's just that those sections just didn't quite fit in my work planner. So that's how I plan to use it, and that's why I bought this. Because one, I love a dashboard layout. I love a monthly dashboard. I love a weekly dashboard. And I love how these sections pretty much correspond to all my other planners. My to buy and due dates. I have a separate budget planner listing a summary for the week, perfect for catch-all. My home chores, which I would just call tasks because I don't assign chores, but still perfect with my home planner that I set up in a video last week. Top 5, perfect for my goals planners that I use. I have a separate planner to help me plan my goals, but having a quick reminder every week, perfect. Meal planning. If you have a planner for meal planning, I do mine in my budget and well-being. But if you have a separate planner for meal planning, this is a great way to write a summary of what you're going to eat for that week without having to have a full meal planning page or a full meal planning, 2 meal planning pages. And then an open notes page. So to me, this says catch-all 100%. I like the fact that the week is all on one day. That's why I like the traditional dashboard. This is broken up into 3 sections per day. I probably will not use that, but super functional, and I'm very excited about using it. So that's why I bought it. Like I said, listen to the reviews, make sure you see the layouts, but then take some time and reflect on if it is for you or not. And if it is, get it, girl, because I'm in love with it. I'm just let you know. I love it personally. But I'm just going to quickly show you the dividers. And like I said, everybody and their mother has done a flip through of this planner. So I'm not going to spend much time on the dividers. They're lovely. They have this great blush color. I usually don't like gold rings that come standard with the Happy Planner planners, but this works really well with that blush, this kind of rosy gold touch. It's not quite a rose gold. These are plastic discs, but they're a kind of a lighter gold than what you normally see, than that like bronzy gold, which I think is atrocious, but that's just me. These are nice because they do give you that blush feeling. So yeah, the other thing I will mention is that this is a 12-month planner. So for me to start using this planner in May, I am going to redate May and June. So that way I can start using it in May. All right, so that is the parenting layout. The next thing I want to show you, I got these again from the Happy Planner spring sale. So I ordered these from happyplanner.com. Neither of these items are in the stores, supposedly. But I'm not going to do a complete flip through of this. I'm just going to do a quick flip through. This is just the corresponding sticker book. Honestly, once I guide and flip through it, I probably wouldn't order it again because it has a ton of icons and headers, as you can see. And I tend to just use boxes as headers. So I feel like I'm kind of getting half a sticker book. The artwork is beautiful. I love it. It just doesn't have enough functional boxes in here for me. And so I don't regret this purchase because it will go with my planner, but I will not buy it again. I like my books to have a little bit more function mixed with the artwork and less of the icon and pre-printed labels. I like to write my own labels. Okay, then the third thing I ordered from Happy Planner is the Cafe Core. Really honestly for the cover. This is just a normal vertical layout. It is a premium cover, so it's priced a little bit more. The rings are plastic. This is that kind of bronzy gold that I was telling you about. I really don't like this color on any planner, if I'm honest with you. So I will be changing these rings out at these discs. Actually, I am going to take this planner apart completely. I'm going to use every part of this planner, so it will not be a waste of money, but I'm not going to use it together. I am going to put the cover and the dividers in my work planner. I'm not going to change the guts of my work planner because, like I said, that's working at a 10 plus. But I do want to use this planner that I've spent money on. So I am going to use the cover and the dividers, and of course I'll put in the annuals in my work planner. I am going to keep the insides of my existing work planner, which is a combination of Work Plus Life hourly and Kelva Plan vertical. I'm going to keep those. And then, yeah, so that is how I'm going to use this planner. I'm going to Frankenplan it into another planner. The verticals in here, I'm not putting in my Work Plus Life. I'm going to put those in a special project planner that I use and I don't film. But yeah, this planner is very straightforward. Again, you've seen it 100 times. I'm not going to spend too much time on it. The dividers are all coffee themed. I will say I actually don't really like coffee like that, but I thought the color scheme, I love that pink and brown together. It just works very well for me and it really appealed to me. You know, everything else to me, I could probably take it or leave it, but I love the cover and I like the dividers, and so I wanted to use it for my work planner. It just screams work planner to me, and so I'm super excited to use this, but I will not be setting this up probably on video at all, because it's really just going to be taking the cover off and putting it on another planner. Nothing complicated about that. Okay, let's get into setting up my parenting layout. I am really excited about this one. What I have done is, on my parenting layout, I am going to use this as my catch-all. So, like I said, I currently have my work planner, and it works perfectly for work, but it's not really working all that well as a catch-all. So I am going to leave this planner as is for the most part. I love everything about this planner, but I do want to add some additional sections. And so I have my top dividers and an extra top divider that I'm going to use. And then all I'm going to do to get this set up is add these sections, and then move the May and June months to the front of the planner. I may or may not redate while I'm on this video. It depends on how long that takes, but I will tell you how I'm going to redate it. So let's talk about the inserts that I'm going to put in here. I am going to have several different sections, and I've printed labels for these top labels. I am going to have, I think, 5 sections. My Planner Joy section, my Wellness section, Leisure and Explore, Projects and Planning, and Goals and Trackers. Those are the sections I am going to put in this planner. And I'm actually going to go ahead and show you what the inserts look like for each section. So this is the order in which I'm going to put them in the planner. I don't know yet if I'm going to put them all in the front or back. I'll see about that, but this is the order they're going to go in. First is going to be my Projects and Planning. And this is basically just going to allow me to do some pre-planning for the upcoming months. So it's just a 1-page monthly with a dot grid on the back. And I love this page, guys. This page helps me plan out what planners I'm going to film for that week and month, and what, if I'm going to do planning or just planning. Wait, let me say that again. If I'm going to do planning and decorating or just planning, because some planners I don't decorate, others I do. For example, goals, I don't decorate that planner, but I do plan in it, and I usually don't film it. My personal journals, I generally don't film. So this is definitely for me personally. It's not in my business content. This is to keep me organized. That's why it's in my catch-all. And so I just have it monthly and weekly. And I know that seems like, oh my God, you have a lot of planners. I do, but I don't. Because like work content and work schedule, that's one planner. It's just 2 sections in one planner. So, and then my personal journals, I don't really like film those things at all. And I mean, they're journals, they're not really planners. But this whole section here, well-being, PWA planner, all those are journals actually. So, you know, it is what it is. And then my task list, I love these dailies, these task lists, because I can just come in and do projects and tasks. So if I have a special planning project that I'm working on, this gives me a place to keep track of that. And I just have those 3 pages for 3 months, because I like to set up my planners 3 months at a time. Okay, so we're going to do that one. That's going to be the first section. The next section is my Wellness section. I am moving this over from my older Planner Joy Wellbeing Planner. So this is just coming over. These are inserts. These are self-care and fitness inserts that I create and I sell on my Etsy. I'll have them linked down below if you're interested. But I've gone through these several times. I'm just moving these from one planner into this, which is now going to be my catch-all. The next section is going to be my Leisure and Explore. This is where I put my specialty pages that I make, like my Word of the Year pages, my bucket list pages, goals pages, wish list pages, like all types of things, guys. Things I want to buy, you know, more to buy list, because I buy a lot of stuff. And so vacation planning, all of that goes in my Leisure and Explore. And this is what I meant by I was creating pages and it just didn't fit in my work planner. You know what I mean? And that's kind of an example of the type of pages that didn't fit. I'm also putting my Planner Joy in here. These Planner Joy pages I create each month and I offer them on my Etsy. And sometimes I list them for free. I think I'm going to end up listing these for free down below as a PDF, a downloadable PDF. So if you're interested, you can definitely grab those. But they have a different theme for each month. For the month of May, I'm going with a summer vacation theme. So it's really bright and colorful. These are inserts that I just curated from Creative Fabrica, made some changes to them. So when I do that, I generally offer them for free instead of putting them on Etsy because I didn't create them from scratch. Most things on my Etsy are things I create from scratch. So when I curate and just adjust a little bit, I don't know if I really feel comfortable selling that. So, but I do like to share with you guys. So I am making that available as a free link. And then I created these dashboards to go behind each of the plastic inserts for each of the tabs, each of the sections. And so I think I have an extra month here. Let me go ahead and put these in order, actually, and then we are going to get them set up. That easy. So I believe we're going to go projects, plans, wellness, leisure explorer, goals and trackers, and planner joy. I think that's the order. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do, and I'm going to do this off camera, is I am going to punch those inserts and then get them ready to put into the planner. So give me just a minute and I'll be right back. Okay guys, I have now punched all of the inserts and we are going to assemble this planner. I do want to say, I just want to take a minute and point out, I'm in love with these dashboards I created. They have a little watercolor tulip here. I thought it matched really well with the decor of the original planner. And I just made these on Canva and print it and cut them and then punch them. So yeah, I absolutely love these. And then I will see if I can make these available as a download below as well. So, well, I can make them, so that's what I'll do. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and take out my dividers. And I'm going to get them labeled. This extra one, I'm going to go ahead and pull this off. This extra. Usually when I make these dividers, I try to just use like a box sticker to get to label them, because I don't have a label maker. So sometimes making the transparent stickers, I don't have a label maker to easily make them. I have to make them on my Cricut, and if I don't have anything else to print on my Cricut, then I generally don't make them. So let me go ahead and pause, and I am going to get something to get this sticker goop off. So hold on just a minute. Okay, I'm back. So the best thing I have found to remove sticker residue from just about anything is 100% acetone fingernail polish. It comes off in like a few seconds. So I've tried so many different things, so many different hacks, and nothing has worked other than this. And all you need to do is simply put a little bit of fingernail polish remover. I use 100% acetone for this, and gently rub across it. And it will remove all sticker goop like instantly, like it was never there. Now, it doesn't remove the sticker, so you need to take the sticker off first. And then once you take the sticker off, this is for the residue from the sticker. If you try to put 100% acetone on the sticker, it's just gonna dry out the sticker and make it more difficult to lift up. So lift up the sticker first and use that to remove the acetone, and it's like good as new. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is label these, and I'm going to label them in order. I think I am going with projects and plans. Now I printed this one twice because I wasn't sure if it would fit if I did it the long way. So let's try and see. I don't think it will. I think it's too long. Yeah, it is. That's okay. That's okay with it being long. I printed an alternate version, which is shorter, but it is wider. Oh, I think I'm going to have to reprint these, but for the purpose of this video, we'll go with what I have because they're off centered, and that's because of the way my Cricut is cutting. I probably need, not probably, but I need to realign my Cricut. So that's why it cut off the top, but that's okay. We'll go with it for now. So we're going to go with projects and planning first, and then wellness. Okay, wellness cut off just a little bit too, but I don't have to reprint wellness. Okay, then we're going to go with wellness here. And I'm just moving the inserts to keep them in order. I'm just moving them behind the tab. And then we are going to go with leisure and explore. Wow, can you hear that thunder? I've been struggling so bad with my lighting. Well, I always struggle with my lighting, you know, because, you know, I have kind of like bootleg setup. So, you know, I haven't spent a ton of money on lighting. I'm sure you can tell. But in general, I've been struggling a lot, though, because it's been so overcast, like, and stormy for a lot of days in the spring. And that has really, messed with my filming schedule. Because when it gets overcast, it's really hard for me to get good lighting. Because I have a big window in front of my desk, and I pretty much rely on that window for my lighting. So goals and trackers is next. I have some inserts that I am going to repurpose for goals and trackers. I didn't print anything for that. And then Planner Joy is last. Okay. So this is what they all look like together. Let me stick Planner Joy behind that. And now we're just gonna pop these in. So again, I'm not making too many changes to this planner. I love this planner as is. I am going to go ahead and put in my first section in the front. I do, no. Y'all, I put this stuff on backward. Oh my gosh. Why didn't y'all tell me as I was putting it on? Okay. Wow, Eva. Hold on just a minute. Let me fix these off camera. Okay, guys, I am back. This time I have the labels done correctly. So now, let's put these in here. The first section I am inserting into this planner is going to be the projects and planning section. I intend to use this section, like I said, for pre-planning and to keep track of my planning projects. I am going to put the divider in the front. Love how that looks. And then we are just going to go ahead and punch these in. So this one is definitely going in the front of the planner. I use these task pages just in case I want to do like a monthly task. And that's it. So I usually set up my planner 3 months at a time. So I have 3 months of projects and planning inserts in here. The next section I want to put in this planner is my wellness section. And I do think I'm going to keep that in the front as well. Or should I? Well, right now I'm going to put it in the front. So eventually I may move it to the back. I don't know, but wellness is so important to me. I do want to keep on top of it, which is why I'm moving it out of my well-being planner into my catch-all. I need it in a planner that I will access all the time. My leisure and explore, these are pages that I use for like specialty pages, like your annual goals pages and things like that. Spring goals, wish lists, all those things that you typically do on like the special pages you make. That's what Leisure and Explorer is about. And then including my this needs to be punched. Okay. So it's a lot of these actually. But once I take out, please tell me I don't have anything else that needs to be punched. I do. Oh, I think it's because I just created these and I didn't punch them when I created them. At least I maybe thought I punched them and didn't. So that's okay. I'm just going to use my We Are Memory Keepers punch to go ahead and get these punched up. Really weird though. That's something that I would have punched. Okay, so these are in here. And then all of this is in my front. I don't know if I need all of these to buy pages. I might take some of those out. So the next section is going to be my goals and trackers. I don't have a ton of goals and trackers right now, but I am going to put that in the front. And then in the back, I am going to put my Planner Joy section. That's another one that might eventually move to the front. Actually, I'm having a problem turning that, so I need to go ahead and take out some of these months. So I'm going to go ahead and take out May because we are going to redate May, remember. And we're also going to redate June. So in the back of this planner, I am putting my Planner Joy pages. And then I'm going to go ahead and take out the extra months because, like I said, I set up my planner 3 months at a time, you guys. So I am going to leave in this case, I'm actually going to leave in all the way through July because I am going to put in May and June. Now, these pages that I'm pulling out, they will just go in my overflow so that when I Frankenplan, I will have them available to me. And so we're going to put May and June back in the front. This is May and June of 2026 though, so they definitely need to be redated. Okay, so these are my sections. Let me go in and put my dashboards. I just printed these on regular paper. Sometimes I print them on cardstock, but this time I just did regular paper. Goals and trackers. and then Planner Joy. All right, so this is my setup right now. Like I said, I may move some of this stuff around, but right now this is the order that I want it in. So under goals and trackers, I'm doing something a little bit special, not too special, but a little bit special, and I am using a lot of my inserts that I've bought on clearance from a lot of different vendors. Now, I love doing this, especially in Franken Planning, because it gives me a chance to use the items I actually buy on clearance. And I cannot reiterate how important that is, so that we can stay away from hoarding, or I can stay away from hoarding and just buying whatever with no purpose. So this way I can use these items. So the first thing I'm going to do is use some of the daily sheets from Happy Planner, because I use these daily sheets. I actually decorate them, and I don't use them as dailies because I don't like daily planning, but I use them as weekly projects. So similar to that project tracker I had, I use this the same way. Even though it's listed a daily, I do it for the whole week. So I'm going to have 6 from Happy Planner, and I'm going to do the same thing with some daily inserts that I bought on clearance on the Black Friday sale from Live Love Posh that I haven't had a chance to use yet. So this way I can use what I have. And I'm only going to put a total of 12. So 6 from Live Love Posh and 6, and they're double-sided, so, and 6 from Happy Planner. And like I said, this way I can make sure that I'm using my inserts. I put them under my goals and tracker section because I use these kind of like a weekly tracker. I only use 1 page per week. The next thing I'm going to include is just a couple of checklists. These are single pages. This is from a Happy Planner block pad that I got on clearance. And I'm just going to include 3 of these. Again, it's just an opportunity to use things that I have bought on clearance. I could print a checklist all day, but why when I have a whole block pad here that's already punched and I don't have to use my paper and ink? So I also like to include, or need to include in this planner, because it's a catch-all, blank note-taking sheets, because I do a lot of brainstorming and a lot of note-taking. Now, these are just loose sheets from various notebooks that I bought from Happy Planner. This set came out of the Bug Robbins Happy Planner notebook, and I like to use these notes sheets whenever I can. I usually take them out of their notebook if I'm through with the notebook, and I'll put anything left over kind of in this overflow that I'm using. And then I'll just grab these as I need notes pages throughout the week or whatever. So since I'm setting up a catch-all, and a part of what I do as a catch-all is take extensive notes, I am going to have a section for notes. Well, it goes in my trackers section, but because, like, for example, these technically would be like weekly trackers that I would create. So that's what goes in this tracker section. So it's just the perfect way to use the items that you already have without trying to create something new. So let's take a look at how it's set up, and then we're going to talk about the process for redating. So this is now my catch-all planner. It is set up for 3 months starting in May of 2025. At the top, I have several tabs that tracks my projects and plans, wellness, leisure, and exploring, goals and trackers, and Planner Joy. So when I open it, I go straight into the annual calendars, the list calendars, and then my first section is my projects and planning section. I use this to pre-plan and to also plan any projects I have going in my life. A lot of times they're planning projects or crafting projects or any other project. But these pages will go in here. I have a monthly planning and decor tracker. This really helps keep me organized, and it'll prevent me from having like 20 pieces of paper stuck everywhere. And then I have some project task lists that are really like daily sheets, but I decorate these, and I made these and printed these. And so this repeats. I have 3 months worth of these inserts in here. In the wellness section, I start with my dashboard, and then I get into my self-care and fitness inserts, because this is all about personal wellness. And these I'm just moving from one planner where I used to keep them into my catch-all now. So these are inserts that will be linked down below if you are interested, but they are beautiful inserts, very functional, and easy to decorate. So my leisure and explore section, this is all about fun for me. I like to keep my word of the year. I like to keep, I have two because I will put one in another planner. And then I like to keep my bucket list. All my specialty pages I put under leisure and explore. If I have wish list or things I want to buy, I put under leisure and explore. For example, I'll give you an example of what I mean by that. I want to set up a coffee bar in my craft room, and so I need to buy those items to set up the coffee bar. So I would keep track of that here. I have a lot of to buy sheets. I don't think I need that many, but you know, I have them. When I start doing initial planning for travel, I will come in and do it here in this space. When I have the travel booked and I have to do a full budget, I'll do it in my budget planner. But just initial like interest in travel, I'll put it here. A very light budget, like initial budget, like what I'm thinking of, I'll put it here. And I just have two versions of that here. No, three. Nice. I do travel a lot. So then we have goals and trackers. I may put some goals sheets that I have from Kelva Plan in here. I don't know right now, but for now I just have the sheets that I use for tracking, which are basically daily sheets, and I decorate them and I use it to track tasks and activities for the week, and that's how I use these. Actually, let me see if I have an example and I can show you. Hold on. Okay, so this is an example of how I would use these sheets, guys. I take them and I just do some really quick, fun decorating on them so that they're not just plain and boring. And I just kind of write down what I need to work on for that week. If I have a special project, for me, like I think this was for last weekend, because sometimes I'll do it just for the weekend, but this is for last weekend, and I had a ton of things to do, a ton of things. And so when I get overwhelmed like that, I have to plan and make a list. It's just, that's the way I work. And so I use front and back, and then that's just how I do it. You know, I decorate it and I make to-do lists of what I need to work on, and it's usually for a period of time, not just a day, a weekend, a week, or something like that. So that's how this works. And now with this catch-all, I have a place to keep these, because that's what I was struggling with. I didn't have a place to put these as I was filling them out. I was just having them loose everywhere because they didn't quite fit in my work planner. And so that's what I was saying earlier. I was having so many pages that just didn't quite fit, and that's why. But I have two versions of these, the Happy Planner version and the Live Love Posh version. And I've never used the Live Love Posh version. I bought them back in November of 2024, but didn't have a chance to use them. So I'm excited to pull these out. Checklists, and then some blank note paper for trackers. Okay, so then we get into the monthlies. I will have 3 months, which is the parenting layout. And this is where I'll come in and do my weekly planning. So the front section will always stay the same. The monthly section, I'll rotate every 3 months. Not rotate, but I'll put in new inserts every 3 months. So I'm super excited to get into this. And then at the back, I have my Planner Joy section, which are the custom inserts that I make. And I make available to you guys, sometimes on Etsy, sometimes below. These are going to be down below for free. And yeah, these are, the theme for this is summer travel. So I actually love these. I can't wait to use these for the summer. And these inserts will change every month. So that is my planner. I will probably move some of these sections to the back because it's kind of front heavy. So, all right. The next thing we want to do though is talk about how would I redate my May and June 2026. It's super easy, you guys. Just go to that month. You're going to have to redate the month and the week and find yourself some date stickers. I am going to use Functionally Noir from Live Love Posh. I bought it this year as a new release, so I'm excited to get a chance to use it. And I'm just going to go to my monthly sticker sheet in here where they have dated stickers. And I'm going to come in and all I need to do is double check when May 1st, 2025 starts, right? So, and I can do that because this is a dated planner. So I can go to the front and I believe May 1st is a Thursday, but let's double check because you want to make sure you check your date. 2025, May 1st is a Thursday. So Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. May 1st is a Thursday. So then you just come in here and May 1st is a Thursday instead of a Friday. So I'm actually going to start from the bottom because it's going to be easier to get those off. And then you just redate. Right? And I prefer to use stickers on white paper instead of clear for this because then I don't have to worry about white out. So you see, now I'm just going through. I'm not going to do this on camera. That would take too long. But yeah, that's how I'm going to set it up. I would redate these for May and June all the way down. And then when you get into the week, you will have to come in and redate your week as well. And these are kind of small, so you're going to want to use some smaller numbers. But that's how you do it. It's really straightforward to redate. And that is what I am going to do. So I'm going to go ahead and put you on hold and get these redated. Okay guys, so I have finished dating or, redating May. And all I did was I went in, I put in those date covers like I said I would. And so the May calendar is all updated. I will white out this 31 so I don't have two 31s, but other than that, it's done. And I've relabeled this May 2025 just using stickers. I also went in and I put some small stickers, date stickers. They're not quite as small as they need to be, but that's okay, for each of the days. And so all the weeks are now redated as well. And the same thing, I will white out the double 31 at the back. But that's it. That is all you have to do to redate. Just find yourself some date stickers. If you don't have date stickers, just white it out and use a black pen and redate it. So redating is super easy. I will also end up redating June. So that's how I'll end up setting up this planner so I can use it right away. But for now, we're getting started with May since that's the upcoming month. And I am super thrilled about it. I will probably, well, not probably, but I will cover up this 2026 more than likely with a quote sticker or something as I'm decorating. So thanks so much for watching. I hope you guys have a good day and happy planning. And if you're buying a new planner from Happy Planner for the spring, I hope you use it well and use it creatively, and I hope you do have a use for it. So share down below if you're buying something out of the spring collection and how you plan to use it. Thanks. Have a good day.